Ngoundere-Garoua Highway. Minister Paul Atanga visited that area. During his visit, he decided to personally drive through the road. He refused a driver to sit on the driver's seat. He decided to take his personal experience and to understand the cries of the people in that locality. For far too long, the people of Ngoundere-Garoua, as well as other parts of Cameroon, have cried about the issue of roads in this country. And on December 31st, 2024, the President of the Republic, His Excellency President Paul Biya, during his end-of-year speech, actually acknowledged that there is an issue with road construction in Cameroon. However, he went further in noting that his government is putting effort to make sure that the road network across our nation are better. In the same light, that same 2024, the Delegate General in charge of national security, Martin Baragangele, in a visit to the southwest region, to be more precise, in Mutengene, during the graduation ceremony of police officers, Martin Baragangele drove from Douala to Mutengene and experienced a nightmare of the road. And when he came back, he said the road network from Boya and Douala, between Boya and Douala, is very bad. That actually made many people to say that thank God that the Delegate General himself has acknowledged that there is an issue of the road. And when you move to other areas of Cameroon, road problem keep resonating in the minds of people, as many keep asking the question, what is the government doing to make sure that the major roads are also taken care of? Not to talk about the cry of farm to market roads, which seemingly to many is falling into the ears of those who probably seemingly are not hearing or probably choose not to hear. We are in an election year. In just 4 months or so, the presidential election campaigns will actually kick off for the presidential election, which is scheduled to be on the 7th of October 2025 this same year. The visit of the Minister of Territorial Administration to Ngoundere has been applauded by many, who said that this is a proof that someone can actually take an initiative to make things work. Mr. Paul Atanga has received several accolades online, with many stating that this is how ministers are supposed to work. And in his word, he said, I am going to personally write a report and send to the head of state, President Paul Biya. And that President Paul Biya's end-of-year speech about the issue of roads is an executive order, which means that people are supposed to take it as a priority. And he said that this time he's personally going to write a report, not the report that others have been writing. The question is, who are the others? What the others have been writing? Have they not? Is it a testimony that the others have been thwarting reports, genuine complaints from the people? This is House of Commons with me, Tah Mai Javis. A very big happy Sunday and happy birthday once again to you, Dennis of the Choir Negro Spiritual. Many more years to you, and happy birthday to you, Yulan, my one and only Yulan. Happy birthday to you, many more years. And of course, Dr. Ellen, happy birthday to you and many, many more years. To all those of you who will be celebrating your birthday this May, I want to wish you a very big happy birthday to you all. A special happy Sunday to the Bishop of Boya, His Lordship, of course, Michael Bibi, who actually received bishops across Cameroon during the celebration of the 75th anniversary of the Diocese of Boya, which happens to be the mother diocese of Cameroon. And that was also an event that brought together the apostolic nuncio of the Cameroon and Equatorial Guinea alongside top ranking government officials who came to celebrate the mother diocese at 75. And also we shall be looking at the issue about road. First, I will introduce to you my guest with whom we are going to discuss on today's edition of our program. I begin by introducing to you Nick Anu, who is already here in the studio. He is someone from the Southwest region, to be more precise, Lebialem. Nick Anu, happy Sunday and thanks for joining us. Alele, Lemu.
Happy Sunday, Mr. Javis Alele, to you and to the people of Fontem and the entire people of the BLM watching us at this moment. And happy Sunday to especially my family members, home and abroad. Happy Sunday to my friends, my colleagues, and all the lovers of House of Common, my media prime. And thank you for having me here today.
And of course, happy Sunday to you, Emmanuel, who is also here with us. He is a member of the civil society. His contribution towards nation building is being received with positive feedback from those who are concerned. Happy Sunday and thanks for joining us.
Good morning to everybody. Good morning to dear listeners, fellow panelists. Good morning. It's another day, and as you know, when we come here, we come to contribute, and I will start the contribution by extending special greetings to those taximen downtown who are facing difficulty because people are refusing the new coins that have been kept in circulation. People are refusing to take them.
I get 150, this is 200.
Yes, people are refusing that.
Even a 50, I gave somebody a 50, refused.
That they are using fake currency. So I want to encourage the population that it is actually the legal tender as instituted by BIAC, right? So we should be using it. Happy Sunday to the people of Noni who are right there, especially the fun of being from Dominic Foyer, who is right up there in upstation watching at us. And again, we're back to another political platform where we shall be looking at Cameroon, looking at what has happened along the line. I bet you the discussion is going to be interesting. Thank you.
Of course, we have Brandon, who is here with us, Langwe. Happy Sunday and thanks for joining us. And this is your very first time for being on the panel, House of Commons.
Happy Sunday, Javis. I want to say good morning, good afternoon, and happy Sunday to my fellow panelists. I am very happy. You know, House of Commons is a program that I see like a program for the youth, a program that encourages and build the youth to engage in a community development. So I am very happy as a youth in Cameroon to be a participant in House of Commons today for my very first time. I want to also extend special greetings to His Royal Highness Chief Namongo Paul Nambiri, the 3rd of Ikombeliongo, to my legal senior brother barrister Ekwe Davis Nasiri, who I guess are watching me. I want to say happy Sunday to my father, in whom I'm well pleased, Padi Asanga, who is watching me from Douala Petit Terrain. I want to say happy Sunday to all our viewers who are looking us, who took their time to watch us and see what we are going to contribute in nation building. As we want to talk about House of Commons and things that relate to us as Cameroonian commonly, listen to us as we make our contributions to nation building.
Thank you very much. We also await the arrival of Engineer Dixon, who is going to be with us. He's just indicated that he's on his way here to the studio. And before we kickstart, I want to wish you a very big happy anniversary celebration to you, the president of the Catholic University of Boya, in no other person than Reverend Father Bartholomew Anya, who celebrated his 30th priestly anniversary ordination in Boya. That was on Friday, an event that was flanked by the presence of 3 bishops in Cameroon. I'm talking about Bishop Nko, and also I'm talking about His Grace Andrew Foyum Kea of the Bamenda Archdiocese. I'm also talking about His Lordship Michael Bibim, who is also the Bishop of Boya. It was an event that had high attendance on top officials and priests, College of Priests across the Diocese of Boya and beyond. I want to wish you a very big, happy celebration of 30th anniversary. It's not been easy. To kickstart the program, I'll begin by playing to you the interview of Minister Paul Atanga when he actually had a 7 hours drive himself. I must say that in all fairness, Minister Paul Atanga, this is my opinion, happens to be one of the most active and the best ministers that you will have in Cameroon, who is doing very much to ensure that the nation, in his own way, become better and better. We have seen him on several occasions carrying out activities which is to make sure that the public gets to see what the government must do and the government is doing without any fear or favor. I must say that this is something that many Cameroonians have been asking, that why can't our ministers actually take initiative to travel across our roads and experience and to those things and know how they can better propose solution. And this is a step taken by Minister Paul Atanga that should be applauded. Let us get this excerpt from Minister Paul Atanga.
As I said, you know the stretch Garoua, Ngoundere has been the source of too many complaints. And during the security meeting I had yesterday and talking to the population, each time they were talking about the road Garoua Ngoundere, and it was like saying that the head of state has given us our road. Why is the road? So they say we don't want explanation. The head of state has given us the road. During his end of year speech, he said clearly that the road Garoua Ngoundere is one of the major priorities of the government, just like maybe a Condé, Mora Dabanga, Kuseri. So the population, they were that minister, we have some worries, and you cannot, you must understand why we are expressing a kind of frustration that 5 months after the head of state gave us our road, we are not seeing anything coming. So I told them that, rest assured, I can tell you that the instructions have been given, and as I've always said, when the President of the Republic addresses the nation, in his speech, whatever has been said is like an executive order, a presidential order. So I think that the population, I think that they are right when they say that the head of state has given us our road. Where is the road? As I said earlier, I was here in 2019, the stretch Garoua Ngoundere, 2 hours, I think 15 or 2 hours, 30 minutes. Today we were together, you saw, we were fighting with the potholes and things like that, and we did at least 7 hours, 12 minutes. So I think that we can understand and look at how many trucks were damaged during the road as a result of the battle. So what I can tell the population and the governor, who already sent me a report, is that now we will make a comprehensive report to the head of state. Not based on what people have been telling us, but what we have witnessed and what we have seen, because I took upon myself to do it, to drive so that I can really see what is happening. So I think that at least the report I will give cannot be like the others. I think as so far, I am the only person who has driven the vehicle as a member of government from Garoua to Ngoundere, yes, in the present circumstance. I think that it has been a good exercise. I told the sous-prefect who told me about the voice of the population to go and tell the population that it is an engagement taken by President Paul Biya during his end of year speech. So the President Paul Biya is somebody who says what he does and does what he says, so we can have total confidence that after my comprehensive report, things will never be the same again. Thank you. Thank you.
Of course, that was Minister Paul Atanga giving his report as far as the road is concerned. He personally drove 7 hours on that road and now decided now to grant a press conference to meet the press and to explain the situation. And he said he's personally going to write a comprehensive report to the head of state as far as the state of the road is concerned. This is the second time that we're having a top minister or a top government official lamenting the issue of road in this country. The first was the minister delegate in charge of national security, Le Père de la Police, Martin Baragangele, who actually lamented in the southwest region, and that this one is in the northern part of Cameroon. Here in the studio, my guest with whom we are going to discuss. But first, happy Sunday to you, Mr. Nyam Robert, and your wife, Joan in the United States of America, Papa J in DC too. Happy Sunday to you, and happy Sunday. Nick Anu, I begin with you. Your reaction.
Videos, I watched it before. I must say it is commendable. We must commend Minister Tanganji. These are one of the good things he's doing. First, we have seen some of his actions on the field. We've seen some of the good things he has done, like the issue of churches. Now is the issue of roads. I think creating awareness as government ministers is good, and it is commendable. It is something it is normally supposed to be their day-to-day work. If they were like speaking out, what we may just regret is maybe they are saying this a few months to elections, which if they were saying this like 7 years ago, when the president appointed them to be ministers, a lot of things will have been done. Even though we say creating awareness is good, but at the end of the day, we want but concrete action on the ground. Even though the competence of the maintaining road falls under the Minister of the Minister of Public Works, in as much as you cannot sideline the Minister of the Interior, like as the Minister of Territorial Administration, from the Minister of Public Works, because during road rehabilitation and whatever, the competent ministries and accompanying ministries like the senior divisional officer, the divisional officers are still the ones who are on ground on a day-to-day basis, because they see to it that these roads, the contractors who are taking the maintenance of this road actually do their work on a day-to-day basis. Yeah, I think the fact that he drove himself on the road is good. It's a good initiative. If most of our ministers were doing the same in other ministries, and I think most of our problems will be solved, and it will not be a plethora of problems that people just come and talk and go. I think the minister of Mr. Tanganji has visited the northern regions on several occasions, and most of the times he goes there by Kameko. I think last year or last 2 years they even had an accident in the him and Minister Kecha Cortez. They had an accident sometimes in the north. But even though they went through Kameko and then drove from Marewa, I think there was an incident there that they went there. If this time around he decided to drive himself along that particular road to really like feel the pains of
for 7 hours,
to feel the pains of the people, I think it goes in connotation like with what we're being taught in church today, like the Good Shepherd Sunday. For those who are Catholics, who understand that a good shepherd is supposed to know the pains of the sheep. He's supposed to know the pains of the people. Many a times in our country, we have had bad shepherds in the name of leaders who doesn't take the sufferings of the people too personal. That's why they cannot be able to solve our problems on a daily basis as we see. But if we have leaders like this, I think Minister Tanganji is like giving examples to the other ministers, like it is good like to move closer to the people, even though we don't want to interpret it as moving close to the people because we are at the verge of presidential elections. We don't want to be too pessimistic to look at it that way. We know we can always say that at least they should continue with this with this move. Mr. Tanganji should maybe move on other roads. They go to the southwest region, move on the roads, the bad roads that are there. Also go to the northwest region. The same thing. Go the northwest region, like the Bamenda Womb Road is one of the most horrible roads also in Cameroon.
It's a major road there.
It's a major road also that leads even right to Nigeria. We are praying also that he should also move on that road and then write a special report also. We are also praying that he should move on the Chang Fontaine Bakeba Manfe Road, and then also write a special report to the head of state so that those roads can be tarred, because maybe the special reports have special powers. Maybe Mr. Tanganji should help us in all of it.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Special reports we really.
He said it's not like a report that others like.
Yes, like others, we don't want to like go into that. But we really love those special reports. At least the special reports should come so that at least our sufferings can be reduced.
Okay.
Thank you.
Your reaction.
Thank you for giving me the floor. The minister going up to north, I want to say something. The northern region, the 3 northern regions has become a touristic site for all the cabinet ministers within the last 6 or 7 months. I want to say it because all the ministers are going, and I'm tempted to ask myself, why are the ministers only going to the far north, and Adamawa without going to other regions? It goes back to what people say. They are going to look for projects or to supervise projects. It happens that our able Pa Tanganji, the man who gives all the effort in doing everything, is coming out now to say, I listened to the interview and I followed his outings from the day he went up to the north right to the day he came back. But then we have to look at it. Why at this moment? I am not here to recount that yes, he did this, he went to no. Let's look at the raison d'etre of why he is doing that. It is today that he has been given powers. Secondly, what are the report? He's saying that he's going to write a report. We have the Ministry of Public Works. We have the Ministry of Transport. We have the Ministry of Urban Planning. All these three ministries. His outings, the outings of...
And you also have those of public health who also receive accident cases attributed to road.
And then we have special services in the military, both gendarmerie, police, and also who are specialized in knowing, in fact, the controls. Then I want to ask, which type of report is he going to write?
Special report.
A special report.
Special one.
That who has not given?
Special one.
All right. Special one. What is special about the report? It means that there is something we are not being told. The Adamawa region, Adamawa, according to the statistics published on the page of the official page of the Ministry of Public Works, they have around 803 kilometers of tar road, of paved road. Let me put it that way, the whole. And Northwest is coming down with 501, the lowest in the whole country. Let me not go to other regions. Now, when you look at the minister going up far north to say that the routes are, we wanted to, please, let's be factual. Why now? I appreciate his movement. What prompted him to go there was actually, they said, better late than never. But why now? And that's why we put it. This is a game of politics. We should not deny the fact. It is at the moment, like I earlier said, the far north has become a breadbasket of visitors everywhere. All the cabinet ministers want to hear about any special thing. This Luis Paul Mutale was in Kribi, but we did not hear about it. Did we talk about? Everybody is talking about the north, and that's why it goes to say that this is the time where you have to. I put it this way: as an analyst, I want to analyze the situation. It is the time they are strategizing. Anybody is putting his strategies in a particular place where it favors him, or where somebody is going to where he or she is going to gain. And that is why.
When you say why now?
Why now? Because for how long has he been there? Is it today Cameroonians have been crying about bad road? It is not today. When the Delegate General of National Security came and when he drove for once from Yaoundé to Motengene and raised up the eyebrows. What did we say? We had a program here and we told them that that is just an excerpt of everything. Bad roads are everywhere on the national territory. Within the national territory, we don't have good roads. Did we not say it here? We said it. Not only us. Many people said it everywhere. Not only bad road that links the regions, city roads, everything. We said it here. But the minister is coming back, and that road, he said.
Just also to note that the minister did not just go to the north just for the road. He went to visit flood victims.
Exactly.
And so, which is something that he has been consistent in doing. Because we cannot say why now. It's like he went just for the road.
But
so he decided that,
if
I've heard cries.
Yes.
Let me use this road to go to distribute this
please, let's not mix it wet. He went there for the flood, right?
Yes.
Why didn't he say in public that he's going to write a special report, because the flood in where he went is not the first time it's occurring. It's not the first time. It's not the second time.
Natural disaster.
It's a natural disaster, right? That is occurring it has always been occurring at that area, and that's why the last time
engineer is there. He will butcher us why he constantly.
The last time they said they are going to build an embankment that is going to separate the party. That's somewhere around Yagua. What happened? Okay. That is keep coming back to it. So what I'm trying to say is this: we appreciate the minister going out to do another thing and discovering another thing, but then it is the very message he should be telling Cameroonian is that those people, and he already said it, if he said that he's going to write a special report, that's another way to say that the people who have been charged to do the various work have not been doing their work. Exactly the same words Ngoundere said. And so we should not pretend and say that he's going, which type of special report is the minister going to write? He went there for, he's going to write a special report about the flood and not about road, because we have almost how many ministries engaged? And we have heard every year we vote budget at the National Assembly for the construction of roads. When you look at chapter 2 of the National Development Strategy, they say 6,000 roads as from 2024, from 2020 to 2030, the 6,000 roads are going to be paved in Cameroon. We still look at it to be small. How far have they gone with it? This year, when you look at the same report, they said that the route this year we had the percentage of road pavement in Cameroon was around 8.5 for the whole of 2024. Why? They said what are the limitations? Because of shortage of finances, shortage of this and that. Where is the money going to?
We're coming back to you.
Where is the money going to?
Let me move to a language, but before moving, let me read some few messages. It's because of the same bad road complaint that Mancho BBC stood up in Bamenda and complained until today he is languishing in Kondengu prison in Yaoundé. Even the same road that the delegate of national security mentioned till date, no major amelioration has been done to solve the problem, even to reduce the risk of road accident, because as we speak right now, the potholes that are on the stretch of the road is uncountable. I can count the number of accidents that I myself have personally witnessed in that road, because a vehicle is dodging from a pothole and hitting someone at the other side, either someone carrying another person or another vehicle. So we don't really know how one can really put a complaint to this government and take it as a matter of urgency. There is just one thing here, which is the government does not really have their citizen at heart, because if not, we do not see any reason why a complaint will be brought up concerning what is causing pain to the population, and it will be more than 3 months nothing is done. I am Elad Divine, writing from Kumba. My friend Ali says, good morning, Mr. Javis. I wish I could be there. Those guys think we are dash. Is this because of election? We know the game. That is according to Ali. Sharon, my very good friend Sharon, from the United States of America, who is married to a Cameroonian, says that good morning to you, Mr. Javis, and all the fine brains in the studio. It is Sharon from the US. Ask yourself this question: why are they doing this only during election time? At the same time praising the president for doing good work. What type of president gives work to ministers and has never checked if they have done it or not? For he is just campaigning for Mr. Biya. When you see this kind of attacks on road construction, just know that very soon the Minister of Public Works will be arrested to prove that Biya is working. If for 43 years you guys don't understand that Cameroon system, then I don't know what you to say. Not a Cameroonian, but I love the country so much. We'll be reading some of your messages, please. We'll be reading them. Those of you sending us messages, please be a bit Republican, because Mr. Brando, your reaction?
Yes, Javis, when I see Minister Paul Atanga talking about road issues, it means I begin to wonder to myself, is he seeing Cameroonians as very dull, or is he seeing Cameroonians as that we are fools? Because the issue of road in Cameroon is an eminent and a very pertinent one. Most especially the far north, the 3 northern regions of our country, and the north and southwest region of our country. It was the Senator Mbela Mokichas who started the eyebrow of road issues in the Senate. I was talking about the road from Douala to Ekondotiti, from Douala to Idina, and so on and so forth. Later it came the Delegate General for National Security, Matem Bangangeli. Now it is Minister Paul Atanga in the in the northern regions of Cameroon. So I want to also tell Cameroonians that this is as a result of a ministerial infighting. What Minister Paul Atanga was doing in the northern region is as usual as maybe you can get up in the morning and take a cup of water and drink. That is what they are always doing, and you can testify with me that it is as a result of a ministerial infighting. There is a conflict going on between them, and maybe this person is coming to sabotage the work of this person, the other person coming to sabotage the work of the other person. Because you cannot tell me that it is going to take the Minister of Territorial Administration to write a special report to the President that the roads are very bad, for the President or for somebody to give an authorization that they should construct or they should amend or they should fix the road. So where the minister cannot access, or maybe the road of Idina, Ekondotiti, Douala, Idina, Douala, Ekondotiti, that the minister has not come, it means the road is going to be there until we have the Minister of Territorial Administration to come and write a special report. It does not make sense. Cameroonians are not idiots. We are not very dull. We are not fools.
No way you use those words now. Please, can we?
No, Javis. We have to say the things the way they are.
But not those kind of words now.
No, we have to say the thing because
nationality. Some people may feel like we are.
No, okay. I understand. Maybe TV and maybe protecting your job, but
not protecting my job.
But okay, but Cameroonians, but the ministers, Cameroon ministers should understand that Cameroonians are not idiots. We are not. We are intelligent enough. At least this is an electoral year.
Yeah.
You cannot have top-ranking government officials coming on this very electoral year to complain about this, to complain about that. But Minister Paul Atanga has been Minister of Territorial Administration for years today. He has been going to the Fano region on flood issues for almost about 3 times that I have noticed that he has been in the Fano region. So where has he been traveling through? He has been traveling through Cam Echo. He was not passing on that very stretch of road. So Minister Paul Atanga wants to tell me that since he became minister, he has never traveled on land from Douala or from Yaoundé to the Fano region.
Let me cue you in. You talked about the issue of ministerial sabotage. But are you denying the fact that road is bad?
No, the road is bad. Okay.
So who is this sabotaging? The people who say the road is bad, where he confirmed that, the road is actually bad. And then he was not going for the road. Mind you, he was going for the distribution to visit flood victims, which is part of his duty, to see the state of flood victim. And we have seen Mr. Paul Atanga even when major crisis strikes, he's always there.
Ms. Javis, I want to tell you that he is sabotaging his own very self, because the person who is in charge, or the minister who is in charge of maintaining that road, is a government minister. He himself is.
So where is this?
He is a member of the very government who is incompetent of fixing.
So where is the sabotage? Where is the sabotage? Where is the sabotage now coming from?
The sabotage is coming from if you have top 3 government officials in a particular year or in a given frame of in a given time coming to talk about road. 3 top government officials coming to talk about road. We first of all had Senator Mbela Mokicha in the Senate. We had Martin Barangeli and he himself. So you can see that there is something fishy about it, because all these people, they know about the road, but they are coming on this electoral year. Minister Paul Atanga is going to the northern region, and you know, when you have to look at the political landscape of Cameroon, you can never
defend
the northern
Are you
region.
refusing the fact that there was no floods in the northern region? Are you also refusing the fact that as Minister of Territorial Administration, he should not carry his duty in line? It means that before an electoral year, we should abandon all the activities that we are carrying out on electoral year.
What is calling?
And only go back after the election.
Javis, what is calling my attention is the fact that he said he is going to write a special report, and he precise on the word special report, not like other reports that are coming from other ministers.
Minister Paul Atanga
listen.
Territorial administration.
You should also tell Cameroonians that Minister Paul Atanga said he is going to write a special report, not like report that other people have been here.
We all watched the
Cameroonians
report.
should understand that he said it is not going to be like other report that other ministers are. So that is where the sabotage is coming from. So what does the Minister of Territorial Administration mean by it is not going to be like other reports? So is that a special report for road construction? Oh, I don't.
Maybe the other reports. Yes, I've been thwarted. So we also know that he is someone that has a very influential issue, national security. He's not only the minister of.
No, it should not be like that. There is a ministry. Road maintenance has almost 3 ministries that are taking.
Okay, what do we really want as a nation? When we say the roads are bad, a minister goes and visits. We say, it's politics, it's election. A minister says, yes, I've asked. Surely the roads are bad.
We want result. We want road maintenance.
After this result, maybe result will come now.
After election.
So she's not talking about.
No, after election, the results are going to come. No, let's be honest. Is it after the election that the results are going to come, or is the minister just coming to awareness that the roads in the northern regions are bad?
Please, let me ask something.
Briefly, so I move to engineer.
There's something.
Very brief.
There's something we are trying to direct. We are not refusing the fact that there are no bad roads, but for how long? Since March 2018 to today, that he has been minister. Is it today? Is it only yesterday he traveled in a car around Cameroon? Please, let's take it gradually.
Okay.
Let's take it gradually, because this thing, we are simply saying that it is time. This is the time where anything you propose or you complain, politicians will listen to you and they will give you the type of attention you have never received before. This is it. It is just beginning, and it has begun already.
Okay.
Thank you.
Let's move to Engineer Dixon. You are here, and I know you probably watched the video of Atanga. Your reaction to it. Many people are saying that, oh, it's an election year, but the question is, what occurred in that area in an election year? He was going to the area to visit the flood victim to carry out his duty as usual, and he decided that, okay, let me take the road, because people are complaining about the road. Maybe that's his first time driving himself. In another video where we have it in our official page, Facebook page, he was proposed a car. He said, where is the car that people brought for me? I want to drive it. I don't need a driver. I will sit on the driver's seat and I will drive to the road. After 7 hours, he gave a reaction. What's your reaction anyway?
Mr. Javis, I think I want to cue one of my fellow co-panelists, Mr. Elongwe. He actually hit the knee on the coffin, but I will want to reiterate that the road Minister Paul Atanga was referring to is not an earth road. That road had been tarred before. I think we should get that very clear. Now, yeah, it had been tarred before. I think in the year 2012. That road was okay, it was good.
He used to drive in 2000 for 2 hours.
Yes. So that is not an earth road. It's not like a virgin road. No, that road had been tarred. So the question should be asking, what happened? It means that there were no proper maintenance on that road. And I have happened to pass through that road when I was in Marwa. I think that road is an economic road, a very huge economic. That road generates a lot of income for this country through the exportation through the Chad, Jamena. That is the main road that is business traders use to carry their goods from Douala right up to Jamena. So it tells you that it's a very huge economic road, and such huge economic road that generates revenue for the state should never be neglected, because no matter the case, maintenance on such roads should be very frequent.
And top priority.
It should be a road of top priority. And I'm very happy that he himself made mention of the fact that in the end of the president's end of year speech, that road was earmarked as a road of top priority. And I believe that the president himself was saying that based on the economic importance of the road. So if he is coming, that's why I want to cue in with my fellow co-panelist, Mr. Langwe. Am I right? Yeah. Mr. Langwe, who is trying to point out that it means that certain machinery within the government sector is not functioning well. And if they are coming now to start pointing out, from he made mention from when Mbelamoki, Senator Mbelamoki cried out, yes, at the Senate, and then Matang,
the père de la police,
the père de la police, Matang Gele.
You should not call this
okay.
too much of love.
No,
they are still
Cameroonians. They are Cameroonians. It's not love.
No,
they are still officials, and we have to respect them.
We have to respect them.
Listen, now it took the delegate in charge of national security to visit our police training unit in Mutengene to discover also that the roads are not in good condition. This tells that there is a dysfunctionality. And I want to quote what the president of Botswana, Kobo, made mention of. He said since he came to power in 2024, he has discovered that each time he has a project, there's a lot of bureaucracy for him to get that project done. And he called all his delegates and told them that they should be ready because he's going to breach a lot of bureaucracies. And I think that this is the scenario in which we find ourselves in the country.
It's democracy now.
Democracy, too much bureaucracy. Before a road gets constructed, he moved to this office, leave this office, the office. He said he's going to breach all of that. And I think that whatever the case, we should learn from it, because this, how many years after independence we are still crying of roads? It's bizarre. It's bizarre.
50 years.
More than 50 years after independence, the basic necessity is to network all the cities
for the economy of the nation to boom. If all the cities are not well connected with well paved road, then we are in danger. And there are some areas that we shouldn't be too bureaucratic about. If we see that this road is an economic road, it can generate this amount of money for the states, let the road be done. I don't think those are things that we should be negotiating. And he also cited Ibrahim Traore, that he's admiring the way Ibrahim Traore is getting projects done.
When you get up in the morning,
that Ibrahim Traore wakes up in the morning, and what he say he wants to see a road there, and the road is constructed. It becomes law.
But in
Botswana, you have to wait. There will be a tender, then there will be this, then with that. And
before you know it, 4 years have gone. You have to campaign.
4 years, you have to campaign. No road constructed. So these are the realities. I'm not in government, but I think that when statesmen speak, we read between the line and we try to cipher out what is good and what is bad.
Because we could be saying here, there is a process. Like you had Botswana president
crying, the head of state crying.
That is a process.
That for him to get a road done, it can take him 4 years. Then before the road is done, his mandate is finished.
He has to campaign.
He has to campaign, and the road is not there. And look at now, we are in an election year. Everybody is crying road. It can be our case. So I'm just saying that we should not be sleeping. And there was a time I said we should not politicize economy. What African leaders are not seeing is that the world is developing and we are isolating our nation by trying to believe that everything is internal. No, not just internal. What is the state of your country vis-a-vis other countries? Because under the neighboring country, because if you don't look at it that way, before you know, you'll be swallowed up economically. The economy will not be able to survive. So I think that what Minister Paul Atanga did was not a bad thing. Yeah, he played his role very well as a statesman. But I also think that they should look beyond that and look at the machinery and the mechanism that are not functioning well, and see how they can get it function well, so that Cameroonians can have roads. Even in Douala here, we don't have roads.
Yeah, I was just about to come to that next phase of this discussion, looking at the fact that we are talking about Ngoundere, but what of the Bamenda Womb Road, which is a nightmare, because I think that should be the worst road in Cameroon as we speak. And also looking at the Boya Douala road, that the delegate general, I went to Boya the other time yesterday. I've been to Boya I think 3 times within this week. The road is terrible. So should we now also wait now for minister staff to service in these other roads?
Please let me just
land you briefly. You come in.
Yes, Mr. Javis, I still reiterate that the process of road construction needs to be reviewed. It needs to be reviewed, and I believe that the roads have already been classified. The roads in Cameroon are classified. We have motorways, we have national roads, we have rural roads, and I think these roads are classified based on economic importance. We have national roads that connect.
Number 2.
Exactly. So based on this classification, there should be priority. There are roads that shouldn't get bad. I think the Tiko Douala road is a national road. It connects littoral and southwest. We also have the one connecting northwest and west.
And Nigeria.
And Nigeria. That is international road now.
Yes.
You get
the Trans-African road.
Good. So this classification exists, but the senators, the parliamentarians, and all those assigning budget, voting for budgets, should have this knowledge before voting for those budgets. Because the way I see how our budget goes, just like people's prepare set of papers come and then they discuss, and then they vote.
Adopté.
You know, now after voting, we don't know the indicators and milestones which stipulates if the budget was used for that particular purpose or not. We never see that again happening. Even if it happens not on camera. At times we always see we always see the reports. You know, that is democracy.
That's the problem of democracy.
That's the problem of democracy. And I said one time on this platform that I believe it's time for Africa to design a system that will work for them.
Exactly.
Because the way we're implementing this democracy, it shows that the person that brought the book of democracy to us did not explain it well.
No, he did. He did, but we did not understand.
I just want to chip in some 2 points on what Engineer Dixon said. We talked about, he made mention that road was constructed, and the president on one of his end of year speech talked about the road. it means it is aware that the president is aware that there is a problem.
With the road?
That problem has that road has a problem.
Yes.
The president is already aware. We should be conscious of that part.
Maybe the report that he was
no,
giving
listen,
was that maybe
the president talked
aware.
about the road. It means he was aware that the road has a problem.
Yes.
So it does not have to take a special note or a special whatsoever from the Minister of Technology to tell the president that the road of Ngoundere-Garoua has a problem. Secondly, we are talking about the president of Botswana crying on a presidential term. We have a president of 42
no
years.
presidential term. He was saying that the system in which democracy is designed is talking down development. He said because if he has to construct roads, you have to pass through the tender. You have to first of all do an assessment, a committee that will come and assess. Then that committee write a report and send to the president. The president send to the parliament. The parliament look at it, send to the tender board. The tender board received it, send it back to the parliament. Now the selection process. Before you know it, 4 years have gone and passed, and you are already campaigning, whereas you have not done the road. Yeah. And he's saying that like he was comparing both. Burkina Faso and yes, and he said, but in Traore can just get up tomorrow and it becomes law that this road is start and it start without passing through all this process. So his lamentation was on the procedure that democracy takes for a thing to be done.
Okay, but we have
and we're in a democratic nation.
We have a president of 42 years. So even given these democratic procedures for 42 years, so where is the process going to?
It's the same thing. And next year,
no, it is 42 years in power. 42 years in power. If something has to leave the presidency to the parliament or to the senate for 42 years, that process it cannot go through 42 years.
Mr. Langwe, I think we are too young to lament. You and I were very young to lament. We are coming. We are too young to lament. 42 years, so what? It has come, it has passed. That is behind.
Yes.
I think that we should look at countries that got their economy standing. One of it is Singapore. I've said it here. Yes. And the Prime Minister, Lee Kuan Yew, who got a Singapore standing to his feet, took the bull by the horn.
Yeah, it was not.
And I think this is time for us to start calling the leadership of this nation. Whoever will man the affairs of this nation should be somebody of iron fist. That is now yes. Do the kind of comparison. Yes. All right, we have tried the system of 42 years, it's not working. The system of procedure and bureaucracy, yes, all of that is not working. So what system can we put in place whereby we wake up and say, okay, the Douala market is not organized. We are going to construct a befitting world-class market in Douala.
And it's done.
And it's done.
Effectively.
Let me cue you in Mr. Langwe.
And in 1 year it's done. That's what I want to see.
In 2013, President Paul Biya in his end-of-year speech lamented on the issue of administrative bottlenecks. Yes. In his 31st December speech,
yes,
talk about the issue of administration. And you not blame administrative bottlenecks is brought by democracy. Yeah. Because democracy says that you must go through this, you go through this, you go through this, you go through this.
Decision-making process is too long and lengthy.
So if we go by what you are saying, it means that we should adopt the system what engineer is saying that.
You know why I will not really necessarily adopt with the system, because the Burkina Faso has a system of government that will necessarily not want to talk that it should be the case of Cameroon.
No, the mental we are looking at.
I did not mention Burkina Faso. I mentioned Singapore.
Okay, yes.
I mentioned Singapore.
What I'm saying, the Singapore is that came from the president of Botswana talking about Burkina Faso and how fast things can be done.
The mindset.
Yeah. So when we look at Burkina Faso, the situation and where Burkina Faso is, it is a good thing that it's working for the people of Burkina Faso, but it is not something that you can encourage.
No, you are not understanding. You are not understanding. We are talking about the mindset of development, which is that mindset where you don't follow through the process of bottleneck, but you decide that if road needs to be done, it should be done.
Like the same with United Arab Emirates. The same with United Arab Emirates, when the king says there's going to be a 5-star hotel of this height, they start thinking of how
it becomes law.
So, but we are the architect of our problem, because there is somebody who is ready and willing to deliver, and we decide to take a 92-year-old man to be there.
No, you cannot say that here.
We have not decided. We cannot decide. Javis, let me know something.
We will decide in October.
That is why I say we are the architect of our. We have decided to take
a briefly. Is it unconstitutional for somebody of 100 years to run in for president of Cameroon?
It is not unconstitutional.
Our constitution permits. Yes. So why do you stress on the issue of age? Okay. When the constitution, if the constitution stipulates that this is what should be done, it means that the constitution has foresaw. And if you think that it is unconstitutional, I think it's normal that you rally people to vote for parliamentarians who can now look into it and now change the constitution. Because you're acting like it is the person is acting contrary to the constitution, and which is not right.
Okay, now let me tell you what I mean. I say we are the architect of our problem because all of us,
because some people have been able to vote along.
I mean, when I talk about I'm talking about we, the people who are lamenting on the governance system in Cameroon.
Yeah, okay.
We, the people who are lamenting. I'm saying that we are the cause. If you are not lamenting, that's okay for you. But me, I'm lamenting. So we and the others who are lamenting because of the governance system, we are the cause because we have
decided. The cause of the problem.
Yeah, I'm the cause of my problem. because we have decided, and because of my awareness of what is happening, I am shifting away. I am finding.
The we the lamenter have decided.
Yeah, we the lamenter have decided to find solution, and that is why we are calling on other Cameroonians that they should join us in the solution finding of our problem, of the problem that we are having.
Okay, Nick. Briefly, the issue of roads in other areas. So I'll move to the second topic.
Yeah, I think the issue of roads in Cameroon is, first of all, personal interests. That's one of the most obstructing issue of roads in Cameroon. The issue of personal interest. We have government ministers and directors who are owners of companies, road construction companies. And when it comes to tenders, when roads are given out of tender, most of these people, they turn around and give contracts to themselves. And that's why supervision can never be effective. That's why they can do anything and then validate that the roads have been done. And then 1-2 years, the roads are bad. Yes. So that they raise again another budget and they keep enriching themselves. This is, first of all, personal interest. For roads construction in Cameroon to be effective, there has to be, first of all, that spirit of nationalism, that spirit of patriotism has to be there. The people who are in manning those departments. First of all, the key thing that for the first solution that we can envisage for road construction in Cameroon, or for roads in Cameroon to be better, is forming a road board. A road board. I take, for example, like a country like Namibia. Namibia, for example, they are one of the best roads in Africa. I think if they are not the best, they are the first or the second like that in Africa in terms of road network. We are
crying about the bureaucracy. Are still bringing the issue of
no, I'm talking of what they did that is working for them. It's not about bureaucracy.
Every month.
Yeah, we have to take we have to take good examples from. Except you want that we should move to the Burkina Faso way. Is that what you want? Since we're in a democratic country, we have to propose democratic solutions.
Advanced democratic country.
Yeah, of
but
course.
Minister once said we have advanced democracy.
Yes, of course, solutions that can work, or solutions that I've seen to work some in places. I'm taking the example of Namibia. They have a road board, meaning that road issues are not handled just by the Minister of Public Works. There's a road board that is in charge, that is composed of everybody or every person from every part of the country that comes together. They are the ones who manage the budget, who propose that these new roads are supposed to be constructed. They are the ones who foresee it, that these roads are constructed. And that's what has been working for them. In Cameroon, most of the issue of road is centered between the Minister of Public Contracts and the Minister of Public Works. They are the ones who give out these projects. They give out studies to be done. They are the ones who decide which roads will be tarred and which will not be tarred. And at the end of the day, we don't see the actions of our senators and parliamentarians. When you criticize them, they see you as an anti-patriot, like what Mbela Moki did. He was seen as another Wiba in the Senate, and when he criticized the issue of road network in Cameroon. And we want to see more of advocacy, especially of our elected officials. They should be able to talk about road network in their municipalities. The issue of the Bamenda Road, we have not seen the parliamentarian from that region talking about it. Is it Richard Wallang? We have not seen him talk about that road. We have to see our parliamentarians talk about the bad roads in their municipalities, and then they should also lobby, because in the background there's a lot of lobby that comes to before roads contracts are awarded. They should also do this lobby. And also the issue of toll gates in Cameroon. I think the law authorizing the collection of toll gates was for road maintenance, if I'm not mistaken. But we know that billions are collected on a daily basis in most of these toll gates, but we don't really know what this money is used for. Because if this money was really used for talk for maintenance of road.
Ngoundere will not be bad.
Yes, the road Mr. Tananji is crying will not be bad. The road to Boya will not be bad because there's a toll gate there.
They are maintaining some of the roads now.
When you say some, how do you feel?
When you talk of cultural
maybe
maintenance,
the cost is now very high. You know, things are very expensive now.
No, cultural maintenance is that.
From toll gate,
No,
the
you are-
government
yes,
completes the
you are-
money
Mr.
and
Nick,
maintain
you are
the
on
road.
point. You see, London, the road of London, that road that started in London, is a road that has been there since about 200 years ago.
Yes, of course.
And go and check the budget for maintenance of that road. They don't play. You
Yeah,
cannot
that's-
play with that road because
That's why we are saying that we should
Our-
embrace that kind of culture.
yes, our
Culture
maintenance culture is so
Very
poor.
Yeah. So maintenance means that when there's a pothole, when there's
Don't
a
wait for it
pothole,
to enlarge.
don't wait for it to enlarge. Just come and fill it
That's
up.
all.
Yeah.
It will
But-
cost you nothing.
Yeah, because most of our people who are in charge of that, they allow the potholes to be big so that they will make a big budget and then they will gain from it and so on. That's why we talk
Okay.
about the issue of patriotism.
Okay. Briefly on the issue of roads, now we'll move to the second topic. We are almost, we have just about 28 minutes.
Thank you. The issue of let's remind ourselves that Cameroon, from independence today, we don't have up to 12,000 kilometers of paved roads in Cameroon. It's around 10,000 according to statistics from the Ministry of Public Works, which means that we are still below average. And the issue of public roads in Cameroon, how is it supposed to be handled? I expected the Minister of Public Works to incarnate the team even those days of the Yaoundé City Council, to incarnate the Tonen of Douala City Council, which means that you do the right thing at the right time. You don't have to compromise your powers. As a minister, we should know the importance of minister.
Are you by chance saying that the minister is
I
compromising?
am
Incompetent? Oh, that's what you're saying.
Are you saying he's compromising?
Just from the facts,
It's incompetent.
let me make
Let's
my
say
point,
that
please.
way.
Let me. You should not borrow me word. Let me make my point. See, just the fact. First of all, when I look at it, I say it's just a lot of, I don't know if lack of coordination or lack of understanding within them, because the very far north people who are complaining of lack of road, a cabinet minister went there and asked, you understand? So we need to look at these things, and then they are the very one. The minister was going there and saying that he is going to make
The
a
cabinet
special.
minister visited and said what?
When the very people were complaining, what was there before? It's still in the northern region. You understand?
But
So
she has apologized now.
I'm not talking that way. The apology is reserved. So regarding this thing, we want to encourage the people in charge. First of all, let's start from somewhere. The National Assembly that wrote the budget of the road in the Ministry of Public Works. Please, we need to have a clear cut. After each year, we should have, they should come and tell us that this is the money, the billions, the 230 billion, this amount that was voted for the construction of roads. This is how it was done, and this is how it was done. And look at, when you listen to Cameroonians, they talk, everybody will complain. Northwest, they have 501 kilometers of paved road. The west has 1,080 kilometers of paved road. The center 1,231. Littoral 1,112. East 827. Far north 729. North 802. And then south, the south region has 1,687 kilometers of paved road. You see that everywhere in Cameroon we don't have road. We do not have roads everywhere, and it is another opportunity now for the ministers. If they have been there, they have not had the opportunity to go around, to go down the field and discover this election period. Let them stop using private jets, plane Cameco. Let them be using their cars.
Okay.
Let them go down and see what's happening. If they want to actually discover or know about Cameroonian problems, let them go and see for the route. Let the minister drive from Yaoundé down to Noni. He will see the type of route we have, so that he will make another special report.
Thank you.
Because the President of the Republic needs to receive all those special reports now like this. It's the time to give all the special reports from all the 10 regions of Cameroon.
Okay, good afternoon to all the fine brains in the studio. The minister himself and See, the minister himself said in politics, when a road or routes are identified for construction, it doesn't warrant an immediate action, but it will be put into the government plan of action in the nearest future. What we need as citizens is to make the government to change slow process policies and give accountability so as to avoid wastage of finance. Valentine. This other one, right, it says, good morning, Mr. Tah Mai and fellow panelists. Regarding the timing of the minister outing, I think it is a campaign strategy because all of the top government officials like this minister have first-hand info about the state of roads, security, health, economy, every other aspect about the country. They have up-to-date and authentic info about the entire nation. So saying he's going to make a special report is not comprehensible. What happens to the yearly or periodical report mandated for the road by the Ministry of Transport? Writing from Spain, he said it's not going to be like other reports.
What is other? It's not going.
It's left for you to know.
Coded.
Find out.
Special report coded.
Good afternoon, Mr. Javis. This is Mr. Chris from Limbe. I think the citizens of our beloved country, Cameroon, are going through hurdles as our roads are concerned. The minister talked about writing a special report concerning the situation of the road as he witnessed by himself, just like the minister Ngoundere-Garoua did last time when he visited Southwest region. Let him write a special report on the poor road situation in all 10 regions of the country. That was the same thing that Emmanuel was saying. Hello, Javis. Happy Sunday to all of you in the studio. I believe the problem of roads we have today is as a result of poor or bad leadership of the people at the top of government and their surrounding administrators. The surrounding leadership as well as are behaving like manna because the churches today have failed. I am not a Catholic Christian, but I greatly appreciate the voice of the bishops who stood in agreement to say the way they do say they wouldn't want the current president to start. I call on the Christian institutions and churches, namely Full Gospel Apostolic Church of Cameroon, Baptist Mission, Redeemed Church of God, Presbyterian, just to remember this, to do so because prayers without work is dead. It is time for them to play their role, their own part, rather than constantly deceiving themselves and the people they are leading, as they are satisfied with the current nature of things in this country. They should know as an institution they have a voice and can be heard by the heads of states. I rest my case with smile. That message usher us to the second topic, which we are about to discuss on the role of the church. But before then, let me take on this one. Say hello, greetings, Johnson in Kohota. Kindly tell Mr. Tanganji to visit the Ministry of Agriculture and solve the problems of coffee coffee nursery attendance debt. Is going to harvest enough vote from the coffee nursery attendances. Okay, thank you very much. Nick, okay, Nick, since the camera, the issue about the second topic, the role of the church as far as the presidential election is concerned, are they playing their role? We have just about 15 minutes to go.
Playing their role, like in what sense?
The church, are they playing their role as far as the presidential election is concerned, to be the voice of the voiceless?
Yeah, we can just see, but because the church, when you talk of the church, is enlarged. In Cameroon, you have mainstream churches and you have Protestant churches. Yeah, in Cameroon, we just see, but the role of the mainstream churches like the Catholic Church, I can take for example like the bishops. We have been seeing their actions when it comes to presidential election. We saw what happened within this year, early this year, with some bishops coming out with clear positions when it comes to the next presidential election. We saw the bashing that they receive, the Bishop of Ngoundere, the Bishop of Maroua, and our bishop here, Bishop Kleda. We saw the bashing they received because they took a personal position, and they even came out with we saw also after that we saw the National Episcopal Conference meeting in Boya, and then coming out with a document and then giving guidelines on who to vote, or the characteristics of a next president of Cameroon on how to vote. I think most of these things, these are the role the church is playing in order to shape the political life of Cameroon. It falls within their competence, because for example, the Catholic Church, I know very well, they have what you call the social teachings of the church. So when they are writing most of this, and they're basing on this, because their Christians are citizens of this nation, and majority of them are citizens of this nation, and they are supposed to be citizens who are at least supposed to vote, take part in the voting process. But most of times, most of these citizens don't do it. But if the voice of the church is there to conscientize them that it is their civic responsibility, like to vote their leaders, that if you don't do politics, politics will do you, and that man is a political being, and that you cannot separate yourself from politics. It is the role of the church to like keep telling their citizens about these basic these basic rules, right. Because politics is not like taught. It's not taught in nursery school and secondary schools, and most of the time we just experience this on a daily basis, because the decisions of politicians affect everybody on a daily basis. The decisions of the politicians affect what you eat in your house. It affects the road you drive on. It affects the school you send your children to. In fact, it affects our lives on a daily basis. Yes. So it is our duty, or the duty of other churches, that like Protestant churches who have not really like seen their voices when it comes to presidential election. We only saw them batching the Mr. Atanga for wanting to ban their churches for not having authorization. We say they can also have a role to play, that their role should not just be spiritual. They should not just be praying and casting demons that don't exist. They should also know that the problems of Cameroon cannot be prayed out. The problems of Cameroon will only be solved by Cameroonians. They will not be solved by prayers. Not undermining the power of prayers. We know, I'm a Christian, I believe in the power of prayers. Yeah, I believe in the power of prayer, but I believe that national issues cannot be solved by prayers. It can only be solved by pragmatic rules, and it can only be solved by participatory politics. And it is a beacon call for every leader of every church, whether you are operating a Muslim church, at least try to tell your citizens or your Christians to go register and then vote. Don't only be telling them to pray and then praying that the leaders of Cameroon should resign. They will not resign. The problems of Cameroon will not change by prayer. So it will only be changed. It will only change by voting the right people into the right offices.
Don't encourage those who don't have churches that are not registered to go. People who be preaching. All right.
Is that
so because yes. So as I say, the church some time ago, the church in Cameroon started on a very good footing, because like I always say, the Christians, me that I'm a Christian in church, I'm a militant out there in the society. I'm a militant of either one or two political party, one or another political party. Yes, but then when the church started bringing out a lot of sensitization, opening up the minds of Cameroonians, the minds of the citizens who are Christians. Some political personalities took it to be working, that the church is working against them. But then I looked at it to think that the role of the church in the society is very primordial, especially in politics, because teaching, in as much as not contrary to the law, teaching in as much as not contrary to the law or to the constitution, is very, very, very important and should not be perturbed. We cannot talk about democracy, the rule of freedom of speech, and when people are saying what is not good, what is not bad, but because you feel threatened, because you feel that if enlightened, they are going to discover your games, you want to block it. And that's why you seen the Catholic Church, for example, came out when the bishops, we saw bishops speaking. But out of a sudden, they have gone back to the shelves. Some people said, well, I remember a cabinet minister saying that the bishops should be concentrated on the pulpit and they should don't talk about partisan politics. I was like, what is it? What is it? The church, the state that has permitted churches to function in the territory is the very state that is limiting the church from preaching the people. And who says the church is only supposed to preach only the Bible? Even in the Bible, everything. So I want to encourage those men of God who are out there, because I see in an informal discussion they said, if you continue preaching about, if you go to church and you continue saying that Christians should go and vote or Christians should go and register, the subvention the state gives you might disappear along the line. That was discussion coming from informal mouth, that the subventions the state gives to maybe some of these churches who own schools and hospitals and so on may disappear. And then I said, okay, and that goes a very long way for you to preach about good governance, because if a church is preaching, encouraging the citizens to stay away, to shy away from voters' apathy, and you, the state, you find it as a negative component, there is a problem somewhere. And that is why we are going to say that, okay, since the church is becoming silent, they are not outspoken as we are, whereas when everything happens, we find refuge in the church. But if the church is becoming silent, because we cannot pray for roads to be tarred in Cameroon, we will not pray to have electricity. But it is only through our vote that we will have to put those leaders at task. We have to task them to do the work. We just from complaining about road. If we don't vote, if we don't come out to participate in politics, we will not have that. If we want to pray, prayers will not work. And that is why we will encourage ourselves that, okay, since the church is becoming silent, because to me the church has become so silent because of the threat, I can't say indirect or indirect. Since the church has become so silent, Cameroonians should kindly know that the church, in fact, heavenly battles are not fought on earth. Okay. We should start fighting our earthly battles by we should forget about other things. Let's actively participate in building our society. And how do we build our society? First of all, we should go ahead and register. Registering is not that you are voting for party X or party B. Go and register first. When you register, please let me finish. When you register, when the time comes, you will vote. And when voting, you will choose your particular candidate to vote. Don't be afraid. Nobody will harm anybody who wants to go and register or who will go and vote for any. You are going to. It is your civic right and responsibility to vote by way, because voting is part of the civic responsibilities of a citizen.
Personally, I've said from the 15th of May, if any friend of mine has not registered, I will not support anybody financially if you don't have a voter's card.
Thank you.
That's a decision that I am taking from even family members who are of voting age.
Yes.
If you don't have a voter's card,
you don't have anything.
I don't have anything to do with you, because you are one of those who don't want
change,
positive change.
Yes.
Brandon, are you satisfied with the state of the church as far as the role they are playing? Because they are in the civil society is concerned. In looking at the upcoming presidential election, we are counting June, we are in May. Let's keep away May aside. June, July, August, September. That is 4 months to go. Is the church playing its role, whether the confessional churches, the Presbyterian churches, or the out churches?
Javis, first of all, I want to give this clear message to Minister of Territorial Administration, Minister Paul Atanga, who is going to surely watch me from Yaoundé, that I want to encourage him on his work on banning illegal churches in Cameroon, and that me, as a Cameroonian citizen, I am strongly in support of his work in the ban of illegal churches. And if it is necessary, or if there is a need, I will join him even voluntarily without a salary in the fight of banning illegal churches and all this distraction that we are having around the quarters that they are calling church. This is a message that I am sending directly to Mr. Paul Atanga, that I am in support of him, and if there is a need, or if need be, I will join him in the fight against illegal churches and banning of these mushroom churches that we are having, that are distracting people from doing the needful.
You identify all the churches.
You identify the churches.
Yes, I know them. I know them. I know them. All these illegal churches. We know them. As you are sitting here, you know these churches.
I don't know.
You know them. Maybe because
you know them.
Yes, I know them. Me, and I'm telling Mr. Paul that I know them, and maybe he can convocate me. Maybe he can call me, or maybe he can employ me. He can invite me maybe to fight against this mushroom churches that are distracting people, because it is becoming a sick Javis in our society that we have. Maybe I will say we have illiterates who are going around producing rabbit from heart, who are going around with their 5 and 50,000s, renting an apartment, or maybe a room, or maybe a store, something like that, and calling people and distracting people from doing the needful. Because it is, how can you explain that you have a church that operates from Sunday to Sunday? When is the economic time for Cameroonians?
It's a business.
Yes, the church today has become a business because there is no economic time.
Let me cue you in.
No, wait, let me.
I want to cue you in.
Let me come.
You have Monday service, Tuesday service, Wednesday midweek service, Thursday meet the prophet service, Friday night, all night, Saturday, Saturday Holy Ghost night. Then Sunday night Thanksgiving service.
Thanksgiving service. And you know, there is a tendency that if I don't have offering, I'm not going to church. Yeah, there are people, even when we were still very young in the village, the day the Sunday you don't have offering, you don't go to church. So if the purpose of going to church is to go and give offering. And the tendency is beginning it has already gained grounds.
Because they go to church, they come with basket, everybody moves.
Everybody moves, and you go and
there who don't have money.
These pastors, they don't have any economic source of income. They don't have any reliable work or a business that they are doing. They depend entirely on their church, and the church is a business. And maybe that is why we have so many disasters. That is why we have so many people who are going around doing things that are irresponsible. Because you have your time. Sunday, for example, or Saturday, maybe let's say Saturday and Sunday is an economic activity day in Cameroon. If you have somebody, let's say a bike rider, or you have somebody who is doing business, you close your shop on Sunday that you are going to church. On Saturday, your shop is closed. On Monday, your shop is closed. It means, when is your time that you take on economic activities? When do you work? When do you go to your business? When do you do something personal for yourself? And maybe it is because of some of these churches that we have so many scattered marriages up and down here and there. Because you don't have time. Papa has said this, man of God has said that. You don't have time to take care of your husband. You cook food in the house, you put that of man of God bigger, or a more greater portion than that of your husband.
And you call the man of God Papa.
Man of God, food is ready.
You say Papa, then you come and call your husband Pa John.
Yeah, money given to you by your husband to cook food. You take it to the man of God, the greater portion. Then when your husband can, you give him on this small breakable plate, you give it a Pa John. Then your own chop over there. I beg, I want to go give pastor the chop. So you understand? You say but however, I also want to encourage the Catholic Church, because I can see the Catholic Church is doing. I can really commend the effort of the Catholic Church, even though maybe we saw the outing of the President of the Republic on Facebook talking about church, and we saw the Catholic Church also giving accolade to the governor of Southwest. I can say maybe that is a political intimidation from my own personal.
As a Christian now.
No. Well, listen, that is my opinion.
It was
no, I must not take your opinion, Mr.
No,
Javis.
It's not your opinion. I was there.
Yes.
This is what happened.
Okay,
I reported it. It was this what happened. Mr. Bernard Okaya Bilai was recognized as one of the Christians who have been heavily ensuring that participating actively in churches activities. So many people were giving. Even I have a lot of people that were giving in Munya. Those a lot of people, everybody, all walks of life.
Okay, that is
he was not the governor of Southwest region.
That is for your own media report and coverage, or maybe for your own. What I am saying from the standpoint, or from where I come from, I can see it as a political. Of
course, you have a right to your opinion.
That is my own personal opinion. So, but however, I will say the Catholic Church is doing enough as to maybe get people into the system, and maybe get people registered and vote for a change in the country. I will also want to encourage the Bishop of Boya and the Doctor who is Kia, something like that, yeah, who is also very outspoken when it comes to political issues concerning the church and politics and maybe leadership and votes. I will also want to encourage all those who are taking time to maybe encourage their followers and all those mushroom churches that we have around. They should understand that I am going to Yaoundé. For me, I will go to Yaoundé and meet Minister Atanga. We are going to come, we are going to make synergies together, and we are coming for them.
Some wives cook and give the gizzard to their man of God, and with all audacity he eat it and asks for more. Engineer Dixon, the role of this church.
Mr. Javis, real quick, I think the church has been very instrumental in the economic and spiritual life of this nation. I, for one, I happen to benefit from the primary basic education, which was the Presbyterian mission in my village. Back then, there was no government schools. So looking at the accompaniment and holistic development of mainstream churches like the Catholic Church, the Presbyterian Church, and Baptist, I think their contribution is enormous, from education to health. And now the education, they have gotten also into tertiary education. I believe that the Catholic University, without the publicity of Boya, is doing tremendous effort to train holistic minds, not just experts, engineers,
spiritual
and
moral
other,
values.
those who have spiritual and moral values, which are the kind of human beings that we need in our society. Because if you are very moral, I believe that nobody can just come and bribe you. You understand the negative impact of bribery and corruption to your nation. You see service to humanity as duty, as your obligation. So I believe that the mainstream churches have a lot as far as holistic development of human being and the soul of our nation is concerned. Also, recently I have observed the waves of reverend fathers, bishops, and all coming to encourage us to see voting as our human right. I don't think they are doing anything wrong. They are doing just what they are supposed to do, because they are also there to protect democracy, to advocate, not protect. They are there to advocate for democracy and the protection of basic human rights, which the right of franchise is one of the basic human rights. But most Cameroonians don't see it that way, because they are scared to come to the forefront. They say, no, leave politics or politicians. So I don't see anything wrong for a reverend father to take the pulpit, a priest, and tell the church members that this is your right. Don't shy away from it. There's nothing wrong with that. So I want to encourage them to continue. It's not enough to get us spiritual and moral beings, to get us to become spiritual and moral beings. Also, where you see that your congregations are lacking in knowledge, it is their role. Any politician who is against that are those politicians who have a lot of skeleton in their closet, and they know they are not popular, so they are scared to see a population that may wake up tomorrow and then overwhelm the ballot box, and then they will not know what to do. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Engineer Dixon, for coming.
Thank you very much, Mr. Javis, for having me. I think I came a little bit late because of some hurdles on the road due to bad road. Bad road. Yes.
Well, so it's bad road now.
Also, happy Sunday to our tele viewers.
And the people of Manyeme.
Finally, the people of Manyeme coronated their chief traditionally. His Royal Majesty Hope Sona Iba is the official. You saw the way the villagers came out, right? That tells you a lot. So you have what they call political chief. I have what the chief that people want. The natural chief. So I believe that even the state will understand that the people have made their choice.
Thank you very much, Elongwe, for coming.
Thank you, Javis. Thank you for having me on this very permanent occasion on House of Common. I want to say good day to the people of Ngoundere-Garoua from where I'm coming from. You know, these are my people. I'm sure they are watching me. They give me the moral support. They give me the encouragement and what I need to maybe do my presentation or be here. I want to say thank you to my panelists. It was a cool panel, and I hope to have a panel like this some other time. Maybe everybody was very understanding. Maybe we shared our contribution. Thank you to Cameroonians who are watching us. Thank you to the men of God who are contributing in one way or the other to see a better Cameroon. And I hope Paul Atanganji, the Minister of Territorial and Media, is going to receive my message. And because this fight, Javis, is a very pertinent fight for me. Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you very much, Emmanuel.
Thank you to all the panelists. Thank you to the listeners, and especially to the fun of Mbin Palace, from Dominic Foyer, who is right there in Upstation Bamenda watching us. Stay blessed. It was wonderful.
And of course, thank you very much, Nick, for coming. We are preparing for our wedding, eh?
Yeah.
Their wedding, which is coming on the 5th of July.
Of course. Okay, thank you for having me here, and special greetings to the Archbishop of the Bamenda Archdiocese,
Andrew Kia.
His Grace Andrew Kia, who was re-elected as a
President of
the National Episcopal Conference,
Cameroon,
and want to encourage him to be more outspoken when it comes to the plight of the people, the sufferings of the people. We know he's good at that, and want to just encourage him to keep up, especially these delicate moments in the political life of our country. And special greetings to the people of Fontem watching us live from watching us at this moment. And my last word can only be still concerning the issue of roads in Cameroon, that for us to have a definite solution to that, it has to be
we're out of time.
Decentralization of roads.
We are out of time, Nick.
Yeah, we know we're out of time, but I wish we have more time to talk about that issue, because it is really a delicate issue in our country.
Yeah, we'll have time to talk about it. We're out of time. I want to say thank you very much, Lena, for being there. Thank you very much, my friend Lena, who is here in the studio. Thank you very much. And of course, thank you very much, Onela, for being there. I want to thank you very much. Paddy Asanga, who is watching us from Douala, Cameroon's commercial capital. Thank you very much. Paddy, hope to call you after this program. Thank you very much to all those of you who have been watching. This program comes out every Sunday at exactly 12 to 1:30 p.m. and rebroadcast is at 10:30 p.m. today. And of course, Elvis, who has always been there with us in the studio, Desmond Akeba. Until we meet again, no matter the matter, what matters is your matter, and what should matter for you next time is that you should go and register for election. Until we meet again, stay out of trouble. Bye bye from Cameroon's commercial capital, Douala.